Since 1873, students and alumni of color have been making history with their knowledge and expertise on the campus of Syracuse University and in the world. As undergraduates, many have been pioneers in creating student clubs, organizations, school traditions, and the development of university programs and departments. Hi, I'm Ben Green, class of 2008, advisor to the Friends of SU Alumni Group. Listen to our podcast about students and alumni making history past, present, and near. It's called FSU, Our History is Here.
But Gwen, I think, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, she could give you like that linkage and that development of the link between Friends of Syracuse and the CBT staff and everything that was happening there. She's the glue, right, as I see it, the connecting factor in it.
Right. So I think, I mean, what would be nice, I think, to add to the discussion is, Ben, is for you to speak with Robert Hill. Right. Because he can really give you the university side of events. I mean, we still talk about our gathering when we Wayne Brown, our Freedom Mayor, Walt Braswell, myself, and I think there was one other person's name slipped my mind. We met at Tavern on the Green, and we kind of laid out the plans for CBT.
Told me, and then Robert Hill's daughter gave me his number and email, and I'm trying to get him to.
I have it, so I'll send it to you. Yeah. I'll give it to you. Yeah.
Because
I'm going to talk to him. I'll tell him you're going to reach out to him. Okay.
I'm looking for him because he's the key.
Yes, he's the key, and
like this. To tell the story, because once I do that, I'm going to share it, and folks that's going to open up a lot of people's mind and go, oh, and because I laugh at the fact that unfortunately, my history with Friends of SU, like I said, back when I came out of school and I came back, I completed my program, but I didn't get my degree, was in '85. I stayed up in Syracuse for a year. And I saved up money. I'm like, I'm out of here because nobody really wanted to hire me. They thought, oh, you're not going to stay here. You're too smart. I'm like, you know what? I can get kicked out of the barn in New York City. So I packed up all my stuff, came to New York, got a job in radio. Thanks to Monique Fortuné, who I've been in contact with ever since, like when she graduated in powerful class of '82. It's funny, class of '72, class of '78, then the class of '82. Another powerful group of people. Well, I've been in contact with her, and she led me to all the other alumni and contacts to get me a job in radio. Through who? The Friends of SU. When I came out that August of '86, I came in, Wayne Brown, I was impressed. Wayne Brown and the rest of them, they were meeting. Look at these young black African-Americans, Latino people coming together, doing things. They got a mission. I was like, ooh, and I was almost a little like, okay, I don't think I can do this. And next thing you know, they were like, oh, yeah, we got to keep track of stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't have a historian? Who's keeping track of your history? No one knew. I started taking pictures. And if you look on Facebook today and the past weeks, I've been shooting out some of the photos and stuff. That's why, Ed, the stuff that you sent me, oh, my God, that's going to blow some people's minds. And they can see that.
It's original documents. This is what the Daily Orange said. If you want to argue with me, read the Daily Orange. This is what happened. Right. This is you want to know about Black studies? Read the Daily Orange. Read what they were saying.
This is your history.
I actually have some. I was going through some old papers, and I actually have some stuff too. So I'll get it scanned and sent to you. I'll see what I have. I don't know what I have, but I know that I have an FSU folder of some kind, so.
Now, you know what I would appreciate? I know it's funny. We're all in a different time now. We have, that's an alum trying to catch me. Hold on. I'm helping out alums, the Black Communication, I keep saying Black Communication, BCCE, the Black Celestial Choral Ensemble. They began my freshman year when I came in. I seen the begin. Well, the choir that's still around, they're celebrating 43 years in their beginning. They were supposed to tour, and their original concert was supposed to be this Saturday. And I suggested, you need to do a virtual concert.
Right.
That's what they're creating.
Yeah.
myself and CJack, another alum, I've been creating a promo for them, so I'm helping them. So, Friends of SU, please.
Well, I may need to talk to you because with this Pan-African Federalist thing I'm talking about, we were planning a convention
Gotcha.
in Atlanta in October. But I don't know. But now we're talking about it may have to be a virtual convention. I don't know what the Democratic and Republican convention. What are they going to do? I mean, but anyway, so I may need to talk to you about some of the the technology and how to do it. But anyway, I don't want to lose your thought.
No problem. Yeah. So I lost my thought.
I'm sorry. That's my fault.
No, he got the phone call. That's what happened. Yeah.
Oh yeah, blame it on the phone call. It wasn't me.
Threw me off track. No, but like I said, bringing this stuff all together, that's why I want to do that interview with Robert Hill, so we can get the history of. We already got the history of FSU. That's one of the key parts, right?
Right. And we should try to get Walt Braswell. I have his contact information too.
Hey, man. And like I said, once again, you guys remember, I think it was 1988 when we did the
present
guys to honor you, because I said, you know what? These guys went to Syracuse at a time where, if you think about it, protest, post-protest, my mentality would have been like, woo, but you guys actually went through it, survived it, and then when you came out, you like us, when we got out in the 80s, we're like, okay, we had such great, kinship. And the biggest thing I tell everybody, I knew you when you didn't have a penny.
Yeah.
You and I ate the same food that we shared because we were hungry, but we band together and we built a fellowship. And the thing about when you graduate,
let me see if I can show you the plaque without showing you my whole sloppy office.
So that's why I have my hidden thing.
Can you see the plaque here?
Yes!
That's the plaque you gave us.
Wow.
It's still there.
Nice.
That's the plaque. So it's still up on the wall.
I know. So, so my biggest thing is, what I was saying, thank you. I'm now back on track with the organization. In 77, in 86, 87, and then 88, not Robin, oh man, her last name, oh my God, I forgot her name that quick. She passed away from cancer.
Dawn?
Dawn Hill, thank you.
Dawn Hill.
No, if it wasn't for Dawn, who actually, I thought she was goosing me at that meeting, but she actually pinched me to get my attention. I'm like, oh, and she like, you better run. I said, what? You better run for office. I'm like, okay, I'm the historian. She goes, no, you know you do better than that. She said, run for president. And I was like, because me, fill Wayne Brown shoes? No way. She goes, no, you didn't fill my shoes. I've seen what you've been doing. I like the way you associate. People will gravitate to you if you do the right thing. So I was like, okay, and I put together my little script, and I presented myself. I got elected, and I was like, oh my God, what have I got myself into? Because, I was like,
look what you can't get yourself out of.
Yeah. And I said, and from my perspective, I'm saying, I'm glad if you hadn't got elected, we don't know where the organization would be right now. If it would be.
So the biggest thing is, the biggest criticism sometimes that I used to get in the 80s and early 90s was that, people were saying, let younger people get involved. I did, after me, there was Tyrone Humes. He was 90, 91. There was another brother who came in after us. And then, I know folks' lives. I understood the whole concept. This is not easy. You have to find a part of your life that you have to donate, and it's within the people. And your life, everybody's life is different. So I sat back, and that's when I created the position one time as external VP, because I wanted to make sure people were keeping things true to the history. And my biggest thing, what I didn't want the group to become is, and as you know, from a historical point, I didn't want us to have that slave mentality, gimme, gimme, gimme. Master gonna give me this. If you can't stand on your own feet, then you're not an organization. You're just a fool waiting for handouts. And my thing was like, no, that can't. I didn't see you guys doing that. You came together separately. The Greek words e pluribus unum. You know, so was it from one comes many, from many comes, yeah, from one comes many. So you
Mm-hmm.
came together and you had a mission. And during your time and your frame mind was like, look, we got to make sure that all the stuff that happened to us, all the bad stuff, that we took the hits and everything and suffered, we can't let the next generation do that. We got to make it easier for them and then teach them, hey, we did a great thing. Now you got to continue to pass it on in order for us to grow as a people.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I saw it. So,
Okay, so
go ahead.
no, did you finish? I don't want to.
So what I've been trying to do is I did gather a group of people about 2 years ago, 16, 17, and we had a nice thing. And yes, people lives started getting crazy. I said, don't worry about it. I'm looking for like your talent. What can you do? When can you do it? That's all I need. I'm not going to stress you out. That's not what this is about. And back in the early 90s, the university realized the rich resource the alumni clubs were, and they created the charter clubs. You get a charter from university, you can use their the tax deduction thing. So we were great, but the responsibility of having a financial this, doing that, raising funds, that got to be a lot because not a lot of the alums were coming in and actually being officers. So that's why I stayed in and watched, stepped in, came out, and stepped in to make sure things was going alive. And it wasn't until 2017 when I really had my feel like, wait a minute, I'm doing way too much. I'm asking people, and I still got people who will give me, they'll step out of nowhere to help me out. That's the friendship we still have, And then I got those who come in and they're like, oh, how come you don't ask them for this? Like, ask program development for that. It's because program development, we had a great partnership. When Evelyn Walker was there, when Robert Hill was there.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
We worked well. Now, we don't exist. That's a big problem I have. If you look at the publication from CBT, we don't exist. Prior to that, in the manuscript, we had a page where we told you things we were doing.
I remember that.
Remember?
I remember that. I remember reading that.
Now I'm like, you're trying to write out of history. And to me, I'm like, okay, that's not how I see it. See, I have to have an event every month.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what would you say is the status of Friends of Syracuse now? And also, I know we talked about having chapters in different other cities. I don't know, how is that happening? If I was an alumni, if I was coming out now, and you introduced me to a guy who I saw his picture I did look on the website.
Yeah.
But he's graduating in 2019. That means he graduated last year.
Yep.
And I think you introduced me to him.
Uh-huh.
And the shock of that is that if he's graduating in 2019, that means I was 50 years old when he was born.
Yes.
Because I'm the class of 69. So you just do the math.
I know.
Anyway,
Thanks to the Friends of FSU, our history is here. Robert Hill, then the head of program development, now the Office of Multicultural Advancement, met with FSU leaders that included the late Wayne Kane Brown, Alfreda Mayer, Walter Braswell, and Gwen Wilcox. The place was the Tavern on the Green in New York City. The conversation led to the creation of CBT, Coming Back Together, and the Our Time Has Come Scholarship. While a student at SU, yours truly networked with Monique Fortuné, class of 82, and after graduation, joined FSU and became its historian. Thanks to the late Dawn Hill, an FSU member, I was encouraged to run for the office of president in 1988. What is the purpose and mission of FSU, past, present, and now future? This has been Volume 1, Episode 4 of FSU, Our History is Here. If you missed any or all of the previous episodes, log on to www.theofficialfriendsofsu.com and listen and learn at your leisure. And become a friend and follower online at Facebook, The Official Friends of SU, Twitter, @Friends of SU, and IG, FSU-Advisor.